Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to break down exactly how I'm making $2,500 per day by just taking simple Zoom calls. And this is not going to be your typical video of me trying to pitch you on some business model. I just want to tell you what's been working for me, because this stuff that I'm doing right now and the stuff that's making me this type of money on a daily basis in profit is stuff that I didn't even know was possible back in the day. When I was starting off in entrepreneurship 3 years ago, trying to make money online, and I tried pretty much everything. If I would have known the stuff I'm going to share with you in this video, my journey would have been so much faster. I'd be making way more. This would probably be 10x this amount if I started off doing the shit I'm going to share with you in this video right away. So hopefully you're excited, because I'm going to share some absolute game in this video that's going to allow you to really speed up your journey towards making the same amount of money. And regardless if you're a beginner, you never made money online ever before, or you're already making money online, you're already maybe doing an agency, you're doing drop shipping, you're doing a TikTok shop, you're doing whatever it is, and you just want to speed up the path to 10K a month, getting freedom, but also set yourself up to achieve bigger things down the road, like starting your own business and making 100K per month and things like that. This is going to be the blueprint of how to do so in the most fastest and most efficient way that's out there. I'm going to share with you everything. And before we get into it, I'm obviously going to share with you some proof as well, because everyone can just say these things, but you can actually see me taking these high ticket payments that I've been taking over Zoom calls, and the actual black and white proof. I've actually been doing this for over 3 years now. And basically what this is, the crazy thing is I've been making consistently making $2.5 thousand per day last couple of weeks, even months at this point. And the crazy thing is I'm working less now than I worked ever before during my entrepreneurship career. And the way that this all kind of worked out, the way that I was able to get this point, was I learned the skill set of sales. And I applied that skill set in the most leveraged opportunity, in the most leveraged industry that you can potentially be in at this point. So I'll explain to you exactly what I mean by this, and how I got started, how I landed my first sales role, how I learned sales, all that stuff. But first off, you need to understand what I've actually been doing. How do I make this type of money? How do I able to just work on my laptop, take Zoom calls, be able to travel, all that stuff. And it was all free as me understanding that starting my own business as a beginner is, in most cases, a completely retarded thing to do. Because I tried to get rich from SMA, I tried to do affiliate marketing, I tried to do all these different things back in the day when I was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. And I stayed broke for a long time because my mind was on how can I get rich, instead of how can I get good at something? How can I get good at a skill set that's going to allow me to make a lot of money? And when I made that shift and started focusing on okay, I'm going to learn sales, I'm going to master this skill set, get good at this for the next 3 to 5 years, and that's going to make me rich. That's when everything changed for me. That's when I started making these numbers, And that happened around 3 years ago. I made this shift. I shut down my agency that I had at the time, my SMMA, went into remote high ticket closing. Basically what that is you partner up with a online business owner, someone that runs an agency, someone that sells information like a course or coaching program, consulting. You partner up with them, and you basically take their Zoom calls, take their sales calls for them, talk with people, answer people's objections, people's questions, and then enroll people, take payment, and get the people into the program. That's it. You work from anywhere, you take the calls, you talk only with warm prospects, people that already want to buy the actual coaching offer or the whatever the product you're selling. So it's not cold calling. It's not having to hunt down people and push people to buy. It's very chill, very relaxed. You literally how my schedule has been looking like since I got into this is I wake up in the morning, I take 3 to 5 calls every single day, speak with people that already want to buy, move through some logistics in terms of making the payment work for them, answering some questions, making sure it's a good fit on both ends, things like that, and then take the payment. And I get paid commissions. At this point, getting paid 1 to 2K per sale that I make. And it's absolutely mind-blowing how simple it is. Because you don't need to be super intelligent either. I'm naturally pretty introverted. And when I started off in this space, my English was shit. My English was horrible. I'll actually show you guys in a video in the future how bad my English was when I started off. And I was just bad at communicating, But by just learning sales and getting better and taking calls and getting through the right sales training, having the right mentorship, I was able to get good at sales and then partner up with a good business. And that's what allowed me then to go on and make these type of numbers that you see on the screen here, and now make $2,500 per day in profit doing this. So basically what my path looked like, just to kind of paint the picture for you here. is I started off, number one, I learned sales. Simple stuff, How did I do that? I basically just got a mentor, someone who had already like been where I wanted to be. He'd already made like 10, 15K a month in this industry. So I basically just paid him money to learn from him. And what we did is he basically taught me like, okay, this is what to say, this is how to handle your calls, this is how to handle objections, that kind of stuff. And I basically just practiced that over and over again. So I practiced the skill set over and over and over again until I got extremely good at it, And then once I done that, I basically just got an offer. So I found a business to work for. So I went out, I went into different Facebook groups, they went online, things like that, and found different companies to work for. To be honest, the first company that I landed was complete dog shit. And that's a big thing in this industry. Like if you want to make good money doing remote high ticket sales, you need to work with a good business as well. And that's something I did not do in the beginning. So I kind of learned that lesson the hard way. But eventually I got into a network. I paid my way into like a paid network where I got connected with a good business. So I was able to land a good, we call it offers in this industry. So I landed a good offer to actually go work for. It was a high ticket offer. It was priced at $8,800. And I was able to start working with that business and started making good money working for them. And then the third thing was like once I was in the role, that's really when like the fun stuff begins. I learned sales, got into the offer, and then from there I just locked in. There was a period of time, about 3 to 6 months, where I just left my hometown. I was living in Sweden. I moved to Medellin, Colombia, and I just locked in for about 6 months. What I did is I basically just logged in. I didn't really meet anyone, didn't meet friends, didn't meet like no dating, none of that stuff, like only locked in on work. And my daily routine was just like me taking calls, getting feedback. I had my mentor, I had friends that I was role playing with, practicing with, handling objections, and getting better at stuff. And I was just like super, super dialed in on performing the best that I possibly could in that role. And that's how I went from 0 to 10K a month in literally 3.5 months. It went very, very quickly. And then I scaled very quickly from that point as well, because of the fact that I was just like locking in on the skill set. And that's the thing I love about sales, because with this, like ultimately, number one, you're learning a skill that's going to be with you for life. Like once you learn how to sell, you can never go broke again. Regardless of what happens, you always got that skill developed inside of you. And then also when you're doing it in this industry, you can grow extremely quickly. You can go and literally like in 1 to 2 days, go from like a level 5 skill set to a level 7 skill set if you just have the right feedback. Because you can be taking a call in the morning, having your mentor give you feedback in the afternoon, and then literally just like implement that feedback the next day and close the deal that you wouldn't otherwise have closed and make more money because of that. And then you get paid your commissions immediately as well. So it's a very like fast-paced industry where obviously like you have to like work hard. It's a high performance space. But if you just committed and just like willing to show up and like push yourself, take feedback, you can make a lot of money very, very quickly doing this. And I think the biggest thing that I've loved about this space and doing this, and the biggest thing that's gonna probably help you as well if you want to get into this, is that with remote high ticket sales compared to other business models, there's a very kind of fast, you see results very quickly. When you start off, you learn a skill. Takes literally like 1, 2, sometimes 3 weeks to actually get confident enough to land your first entry level role, get an offer, and if you just perform, if you just show up and like have the right guidance, you'll be able to start making money in literally like less than a month from now doing it. There's really no other business model where you can go out and like start making money in the next month. Most businesses like you're hustling for like 3 to 6 months before you eventually start seeing some money come in, which is usually why most people quit before they get to that point. So that's what I love about this. So the plan for you, the way that you can actually just copy what I've done at this point, because what I've done is like I did this for other businesses, and now I actually started my own offer. I started my own business where I basically just help people do the same thing that I've done. And that's how I've been able to scale it from in the beginning, I was selling for another business and just taking their sales calls and making commissions off of the amounts that I was selling. So for example, if I sold like a $8,000 deal like this one, $8,800, I would get paid a 10% commission off of that. So $880. That's what I would get paid in profit in my pocket. But at this point now, I've used my skill set to start my own business where I can basically just leverage the skill that I already have, teach other people. And when I make sales at this point, when I take sales calls, I get 100% profit. Everything that I close is the money that goes into my pocket. And that's what you can do. But you only get to that point where you can start your own business and make that type of money, like $2,500 per day, once you've gone through the process of actually learning the skill, getting really good at something, and just locking in and learning and mastering a skill set that's valuable, instead of just trying to like start a business just to get rich in the short term. So the blueprint I want you to follow after watching this video is go out, pick a skill set. Ideally, if you're a beginner or really like wherever you are, you should like if you haven't learned sales, you need to learn that skill set. It's the most fundamental skill in business. Pick that skill set, go all in on learning it for the next like 1 to 2 years. And it might sound like a long time, but I promise you, if you do that, you're guaranteed you're going to make a lot of money. If you just go all in on learning the skill. So learn sales. Ideally, you want to find a mentor. If you want mentorship from me, you can apply down below to get that. And then what you want to do is once you've learned the skill, you want to find a good business to work for. If you work with me, you'll get access to good businesses. I'll show you how to find them and also how to, I'll basically just match you up and place you with businesses if you work one-on-one inside of my mentorship. So again, link it down below if you want to apply for that. And you basically want to land a good offer. And then once you've done that, you just lock in for 6 months to really just develop the skill as much as possible. Get a lot of calls reviewed, get a lot of feedback. And this is literally like the framework of how to change your life in 6 months. And not only that, but also set yourself up for long-term success where 1 year, 2 years down the road, you're never going to have to worry about money ever again. And you're going to have the most fundamental skills developed inside of you to pour that into whatever you want to do down the road. If you want to do like, I don't know, real estate deals, or you want to start your own business, or you want to become a sales manager, everything just opens up when you have the capital, the skills, and the connections. So that's the framework. Again, if you want to like speed up this process and learn from me directly, you can apply down below to join my one-on-one coaching. Hopefully this was valuable. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram. I reply to all DMs over there, link down below. Make sure to subscribe because you don't miss out on future videos. And I'll see you guys very, very soon in the next video. Let's get it. Ciao.